Welcome to the Daily Dev Talk with me, Adrian Nantchev, where we explore and share experiences, stories, and lessons 7 days a week from across the games industry, helping you make the best game you can. Stay tuned for today's episode. Good morning, Overload Nation. Welcome to another episode of the Daily Dev Talk, talking to game developers from across the world to bring you experiences, stories, and lessons 7 days a week. Today, I'm joined with Nicolas Tian from Clewcat Games to talk about his latest game, Axe, Bow and Staff. Nicolas, tell us about yourself first, please, and how you got into the games industry.
Okay, hi. My name is Nicolas Tian. I started my career in game industry in 2008 as a software engineer. I've been coding front end and back end for online games until 2013. Uh, and my last job in the industry was in Playfish Studio. So after EA shut down the studio, I decided to be a full-time independent game developer.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you've worked in the industry before in different sectors. That's pretty established, and for quite a while as well. So tell me about your studio, Clewcat Games. How many people is there, and what's the structure?
It's just me and my wife and two cats.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So uh, I do almost everything except the artwork, and my wife sometimes help doing the artwork and the design. So
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
have to learn a lot of things
Mm-hmm.
because I only know how to code when I started being an independent game developer.
I see. Okay. Okay. So then let's talk about Axe, Bow, and Staff, and what you
Yeah.
wanted the player to experience.
Okay. Um, the idea of the game uh, came up when I was half awake, half dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not joking. I dreamed three characters running fast side by side, and they hack and slash. All things broke their way, and nothing can stop them. So it was a very smooth and speedy feeling. That's the feeling I want the players to experience.
Mm-hmm. So a sense of invincibility,
Excuse me?
a sense a sense of invincibility.
Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's an cool concept. Cool concept. So
Thank you.
we're curious then, how did you go about promoting the game?
Um, I I I sent some emails to some media, but it doesn't work out. No one
Mm.
replied. No no article was posted, as far as I know. Um, I also went Greenlight, and I posted the game to some forums, but most of the players came from the site called GameJolt.com.
Oh, Game Jolt. Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
that's the one. And I got very positive feedback there. Some players even made some let's play video.
Hmm. Okay. So, how did you go about funding the game?
only. I use my saving.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
and
quite classic.
yeah for the art and the music things, I found artists online, and I tried very hard to persuade him to join me
Mm-hmm.
and you know go the profit share way.
Mm-hmm. I
Uh,
see.
yeah, I guess if I haven't released a game before, he wouldn't have joined me.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and luckily, he found me the composer we both like very much. And the composer accept the profit share mode too. So that's the team.
Ah, so you really try to use profit share to
Yeah,
build a team. Ah,
yeah.
cool. So speaking of team, how did you go about getting feedback for the game?
I made a devlog thread
Uh-huh. Right.
in tick source or in source form when I started the game. So I can constantly post my work and get feedback from the players. Actually, I think most of them are developers, right? And I also invited my friends to play the prototypes.
Mm-hmm.
And now for the beta, I send copies to the YouTubers I mentioned. They, uh, they made the Let's Play videos. And I found watching the Let's Play videos is the most efficient way to get feedback for online testing.
Hmm. Interesting. Is that because people are playing the game purely just because of that? And they are, in theory, passionate about the game?
Yeah, they are passionate. And um, why I say it's most efficient because uh, many YouTubers made their videos while they're playing. They play very
Mm.
loudly.
Right.
What I mean, they say the words they were thinking, so I can get the feeling. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like I was sitting behind him, watching him playing, but I don't have to worry. Oh, there's a bug. It's embarrassing. So I like this one most.
Oh, I see. That's cool. Pretty cool concept. Yeah, YouTube, I suppose, are very useful.
Yeah.
So, tell me, what was cut from the game and why?
Uh, I mean, what was taken away from the game?
That's right, yes.
Um, I don't remember anything was taken away from the game, but the difficulty curve have been changed a lot
Mm-hmm.
because at the beginning it was too hard for most players. So
Okay.
yeah, for X-Bow and staff, uh, it's like a combination of action and a strategy game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, I get you.
So yeah, so for strategy, you have some time to think before you act because there's
Mm-hmm.
some space between the um, obstacles.
Mm-hmm.
So at the beginning, I give very little space, so the game feels very hard.
Okay. Okay. So, what was the biggest thing you learned while working on the game?
Um, Expo and staff. I think it's a quite original idea. Although it
Right.
although it was heavily inspired by Trine, the game Trine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also three characters: the warrior, the, the thief, and the leader. But actually, uh, it's quite different game. It's more action based, and it's more uh, focused on the controlling three characters at the same time.
I see.
So
Okay.
so I want to make something new, but I didn't expect I had spent so much time on um, optimize the control
Mm.
because you have to use both keyboard and mouse. So
Yeah.
that's
Sometimes.
yeah,
Yeah. Sometimes there are unforeseen complications that really challenge you and really make you better in the end.
that's right.
Mm. So, what was the worst thing that happened, and how did you overcome that?
Um, I guess it was when the first artist quit, so I have to begin the begin to look for another artist, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was quite frustrating, but I guess it
Okay.
happens a lot for
Well, yeah, I imagine that would
life.
happen sometimes.
Yeah.
So, what was the best game dev purchase you made? Whether a software license or equipment or hardware or other stuff?
Um, I can't think of anything I purchased for game dev yet. Because for Unity, I was using the free version, the indie version, and for other creation tool, I'm mostly use the free creation tools. Maybe I should ask the artist and composer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no worries, no worries. So, what game development related book, lecture, or learning resource can you recommend?
Yeah, I think I can say something on this topic. Um, for Xbox staff, I was um, I'm going to add something more action into the game because for now it feels more like a strategy, you know,
Mm-hmm.
not very action based as claimed. So I ran into this uh, article talking about the scoring. Yeah, maybe I can send you later. And it also mentions the famous video about the screen shaking. I don't know if you have watched it.
No, I can always add that in later. That's all right.
Yeah.
So, like an Evernote or Trello, Do you have a useful or productivity enhancing software, app, or website worth sharing?
Yeah, I'm using Evernote. And
Uh-huh.
for softwares, we use Google Drive to share files.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, Nicholas,
Mhm.
what advice can you give to aspiring game developers, small indie studios, and people trying to get to where you are today?
Well, this is a big topic. And for me, I think games are the reflection of the real world. And what games you want to make is actually the reflection of the experience since you're the teenage. So my advice is to dig out the, the feeling, the experience, and reflect them to your game.
Interesting, interesting. So get the feeling and the experience and extract that and apply it to your game.
Yeah, that's what I think of what games to make.
Interesting concept, very cool.
Thank you.
So, what is next for you? What's happening next? And what's the best way to contact you?
You can find me on Tixos forum, the thread I mentioned, and my email address is um, indiestian@gmail.com. That's indiestion@gmail.com.
Okay. Well, Nicholas, it appears that we're out of time for this episode of the Daily Dev Talk. It was really nice talking to you, and some unfortunate things occurred, like when the artist quit. But there's always things to be learned, always a silver lining.
Yeah,
It was great having you on here, and I wish you well on future endeavors.
yeah, thank you.
So stay tuned, Overload Nation. More episodes to come. Thanks for listening to today's episode of the Daily Dev Talk with me, Adrian Nantchev. If you are a game developer that wants to get your name and game out there and to share your experiences and stories, or you have feedback or opinions of the show, then contact me at info@gameoverload.co.uk. That's info@gameoverload.co.uk. Stay tuned for tomorrow's episode, more to come.